Hi, this is an explanation for week 3. I'm on the home page. In the menu on the home page, I'm going to click on week 3, and there are 2 drop boxes. You're probably already here if you are viewing this video, as the video this week is in week 3 drop box. This week you will participate in your literacy circle, and we're going to meet on Monday, September 14th at 4 p.m. Here is the link for the meeting, just like we did last week, and we're going to be discussing the Caldecott book that was assigned to your group to read this week. Don't forget to post your blog in your reader's response blog before or after each book discussed. You can submit that to me on a weekly basis. If you haven't submitted your first one yet, I am asking you to submit that as soon as possible so I can give you feedback, so you know what my expectations are for the next 7 postings that you're going to create in regards to your books. This week we're going to talk a little bit about postmodernism, and you're going to learn more about that in regards to children's literature. So you're going to read one or both of these articles here. You're going to locate a postmodern picture book from the list provided. Here is the list, and you can look. If you find another postmodern book that you would rather use, you're more than welcome to do that. You don't need to purchase the book. You'll probably find it online, enough of it that you can complete this activity. You're to use what you've learned in either or both articles, and you're going to actually create your own 4-point critique of why or why not the book you selected is a good postmodern book. You'll base your critique on the information you have read in the articles, and then you'll need to make sure that you've supported your 4 points with evidence. You're going to post this work in the Dropbox this week like you did last week. The third activity, independent activity you'll be completing, is to peruse the resources linked to Blackboard this week. Here they are here. It's 2 videos. I think it's one a video, one's a PowerPoint, and the other one is an article. You're going to research the internet and locate an idea you would use to strengthen visual literacy, and you'll learn more about visual literacy through the video, the PowerPoint, and the article. You'll not need to create a lesson plan, so you don't need to use the educational studies plan, but you are to post your idea, kind of like a lesson sketch that we're doing in the reader's response blog. So you're going to cite, using APA style, 7th edition, the picture book you would use, and you might want to include an image of that picture book and explain how students would benefit from the visual literacy activity that you have created or that you have found on the internet that aligns well with that book. Post your visual literacy idea in this Dropbox. Those are the activities that you will do independently, besides the literacy circle, of course. There is one group project. You'll need to go out of that Dropbox and you go into the group work Dropbox. In your literacy circle this week, so your groups are by literacy circle, so you're going to stay with the same group from your literacy circle. You're going to reflect on chapters 1 through 3 in our textbook, and you're going to use one of the following apps or sites below, and you're going to find these here. Select one to highlight all 3 chapters. Link this app or site to this group Dropbox. So now, if you are the first person in your group's list, you're going to be the leader. You got to make sure that your group selects an app or tool to use from either these 101 Web 2.0 tools, or these 7 apps for student creators, or these 50 powerful Web 2.0 tools for the classroom. You're going to pick one of those, and you're going to highlight the first 3 chapters using that app or tool as the vehicle that will house the content, what you're highlighting from the chapter. If you are the 3rd person in your group's list, you're going to make sure everyone has provided the information they plan to highlight. So make sure that you divvy the group up. If you have 4 people, you're going to divide the chapters by 4, or the information from the chapters. If you have 5 in your group, you're going to make sure that all 5 members of the group, and I think most of the literacy groups have 5, You're going to make sure that all 5 people have something they're going to work on in this group work. And if you are the last person on your list, you're going to make sure that the chapters are significantly highlighted. So if you are the last person and you see that chapter 1 is really highlighted with a lot of information, you may have to go back to the people who have highlighted chapter 2 or chapter 3 and ask them for more additional information. And you're going to make sure that this is all set up in one app or one tool. So all of you are going to contribute to that, and then you're going to link that to this Dropbox here. This will take some communication from each member of your group. Some of your groups I know have already set up their own ways to communicate, but I do want to show you one other way in which you can communicate. Up here in this little icon that looks like maybe speech bubbles, you're going to click on this conversation you can have with your group. And then you can pick your literacy group here to decide which group you want to have this conversation with. And very easily, you can then have a conversation here in Blackboard about what you're planning to do. If you have another way to communicate with your group, you are more than welcome to do that. If you have time on Monday during your Literacy Circle time, you can talk about it then as well. That's entirely up to you, but make sure all group members play a part in this and that you identify what you've done. And that's our group work for week 3. That takes care of all the work that needs to be done. Please keep reading your books for your Literacy Circle. Please keep reading the 19 picture books and the 5 novels for your self-selected virtual library that you're going to create. And if you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. Otherwise, I'll see you on Monday in class, or I'll see you online.